Hello everyone, welcome back to the American Superbike Show. I'm your host, Ditch Turner, and I am back at my hotel after day one at Daytona International Speedway. I had a fantastic day, and I was able to get some great content recorded today, and tomorrow I should be able to get a lot more. One of the things I got today was Travis Wyman joined me to talk about the 1990 Harley Davidson FXR project that he's riding in the Super Hooligans class for Saddlemen Race Development. I love the look and the sound of this bike so very much. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, but my first Harley was an FX, and I had already been kind of like thinking in my head about getting another one, but now that I've seen this bike out on track, I want one so bad. And this thing was fast too. Travis was able to put it in the top 10 overall in Q1 today before the motor unfortunately expired. So I was able to, meet with Travis, but it was right after the motor blew, and he was obviously bummed about it, the way his day finished. But he still took a few minutes to speak with me, and I'm so very thankful to him for giving me this opportunity. I'm also thankful for Saddlemen Race Development for putting this awesome project out on the racetrack, and thank you for listening. I am joined by Travis Wyman, and he is piloting this awesome 1990 Harley Davidson FXR in the Super Hooligans class at Daytona. Thank you for joining us, sir. So, what brought this together? Like, how did this project come together?
So, the team's based in Long Beach, California, and they're a bunch of badass Harley builder guys that run a race team on the side. They're if they have any time outside of the race shop, they are building and one-upping one another in their own Harley builds. And this was like a kind of a passion project for one of the guys at the shop to build like an FXR performance bike. And then the idea that it could conceptually fall within the rules to run in hooligans, they just went all in for it. So they called me up to ride it because I've had some good success at Daytona, and it's been interesting.
Yeah. So, is that why they picked specifically this 1990 FXRs? Because they wanted that model of bike to build?
Yeah, I think that's the platform. They wanted to wow people with the entry, showing that it is an FXR. It's not a modern Japanese or sport bike spec, naked bike. And being the air-cooled rules in this hooligans class are pretty open, they were kind of had an open playbook where the MotoAmerica, the Harleys have been kind of restricted over this season. So they were able to start from nothing and throw a bagger motor in it and make it really cool.
Oh, so it's got a bagger motor in
it.
Oh, that's awesome. So, what was the first time you got to ride it?
So, I got the opportunity to drive down to the race shop just last week to get eyes on it and sit on it so I could mold a seat in the handlebars and get everything kind of comfortable. And looking at it, it doesn't look like a race bike. It looks like an FXR.
Right.
But sitting on it, I felt like I could turn it into a race bike in my own way.
You're comfortable enough that you can move around.
Yeah, so first impressions were good. I left there feeling good about it, but actually riding it, it's got some characteristics of the MotoAmerica. It's got the heart of a bagger because of the motor and the power and all that, but it has its own unique way of getting around the racetrack. It's not either, it's its own kind of being, and it's fast.
I was down there behind the pit lane when you left earlier during the practice session, and that thing sounds loud.
Yeah.
Is it noticeably louder when you're out there on track? Can you hear it through your helmet?
Yeah, it has the same exhaust and platform that the baggers run, so I think it's unique in its own way where, the baggers run and the baggers are on track, and the hooligans run and the hooligans are on track.
Right.
And you're like, what the hell's a bagger doing out there in the hooligan session?
It is what it sounds like.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Well, is there any chance that this bike might be able to come back out in the future, or is this a one-off thing?
So it was presented to me as basically, let's run Daytona and see how it goes, with the possibility of maybe more. So being the Hooligans Championship is spread out throughout the year, there's, I think, an opportunity for it. I think I've proven as a rider that there's potential in it to win and run up front. So as long as we can work out all the kinks, I think, there's a possibility.
Well, you did put it in the top 10 in Q1 this morning, so you've proven both the you and the bike are very capable.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't really have any more questions left. But the thing that I just love about this project is it's got to appeal to so many people, because a lot of people like me, my first Harley was an old FX from way back in the day, and the first thing you do is just start building on it. Have you felt like a lot of connection and just people just like wanting to like get eyes on this thing and be involved just because they like are so relatable to their bikes that they have at home, or is it just kind of just been a really unique one-off project that's nobody's seen before? Like,
no,
how do you feel?
I've gotten a ton of support from people on social media that aren't sport bike riders, aren't bagger riders, but are in that unique niche of FXR riders, right? So that's been cool, and I think what baggers have done is just basically paved the way for that basically anything's possible. So I think people aren't looking at it anymore like, oh, that thing's, a Harley, it's going to be slow on track. And they know the team, and they know the development they put in, that like when people saw that it was a Saddlemen built FXR, they got fucking excited for it.
Right. Well, like I said, it looks and it sounds fantastic, and if anybody has a chance to come see this thing at the track, you need to do it. Travis Wyman, thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you.